Popular Front of India demands an immediate withdrawal of the new law of Gujarat state, which makes voting in local body elections compulsory for every voter. Prima facie, it may appear that this is a legislation to strengthen the democratic process. But when we analyze this new law, which is first of its kind in India, such a law or such a clause is not found in the Representation of People Act, which governs national elections, or state election codes of any other state. A comparison or an examination in the light of our constitution and electoral principles make it clear that this is not a step to strengthen democratic process, but it is an authoritarian fascist move against the spirit of democracy. The right to vote in elections is, of course, an opportunity for each and every citizen to have his say in governance, his say in election of his own representatives and forming the government. But we have to view this voting right in the background of the freedom of expression guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution of India upholds right to express their views, opinions as a fundamental right. But right to express one's own opinion also implies his right not to express anything. Right to speak out also includes the right to keep silent, to be silent. That is why the Representation of People's Act, which governs elections throughout the nation, the Lok Sabha elections and assembly elections, contains a clause which specifically says that an voter has also the right to abstain from voting in any elections. So when there is a national law which clearly gives a freedom to keep away from election, not exercise his vote, then a state law cannot be implemented against this specific clause. The one reason which is stated as the background of this new legislation is, the stated reason is that the voting percentage, the number of persons casting vote in elections are coming down. So they have found the solution in compelling every citizen to vote. Actually, the voting percentage, why it comes down, needs a thorough analysis. It is because more and more people are getting fed up with the present politics. They have lost confidence and faith in present political parties and leaders. From our own experience, we find that major political parties, the so-called mainstream political parties, whether they remain in the ruling class or in opposition, they are promoting all evils and vices such as corruption, criminalism and everything, communalism, hatred, violence. So more and more people are now thinking to get themselves dissociate, to keep away from that. So if the political leadership wants to increase the voting percentage, they themselves have to undergo a thorough change. They have to correct themselves. Instead of correcting the evils prevailing in society, in politics, why the Gujarat government and Gujarat government alone, the BJP government alone, has now come forward? It is a matter to be seriously examined. The only reason is that it is yet another phase of, reveals another phase of, another motive of the BJP to exercise its authoritarian fascist power. The rule says that those who do not take part in the election will be punished. But the punishment has not been specified. What sort of punishment? You see, the last Lok Sabha election, we find that 28 crore people have not voted their vote. So of course some 2-3 crores will be from Gujarat also. So you see, in the coming election, local body election, suppose 2 or 3 crores of voters in Gujarat are not casting their vote. What can be done? How can they be punished? How many more jails will be have to be constructed? How much money has to be collected as fine? What new infrastructure has to be established for implementing this punishment? So it is absurd, not practical. Then what will be the net result? The net result will be that the Gujarat government, which is already infamous or ill-famous for its atrocities against minorities and weaker sections, the police and administration in Gujarat will get another tool to suppress and oppress the already suppressed and oppressed weaker sections in the state of Gujarat. So that can be the only reason why the BJP ruled government of Gujarat has now come forward, this undemocratic, come forward to implement an undemocratic law or rule which is against personal liberty and democratic freedom. It is welcome that the Election Commission and many political parties have come forward against this authoritarian enactment, and Popular Front of India calls upon the people of India and the citizens, people of Gujarat in particular, to unite and come forward against this draconian, undemocratic law and work together to uphold the constitutional and democratic values like personal freedom and personal choice.